Hello and welcome to this week's harmonica lesson. So it's a slightly low budget harmonica lesson without the lighting and the good camera and stuff. I'm just on my laptop. We're still getting the flat all sorted, so it's all a bit chaotic. I'm actually in my friend's flat right now filming this. So what I thought I would do is I would do another episode of Ask Tomlin because I've received quite a lot of interesting questions over the last little while. So I'm going to answer some harmonica related questions. So what's the first question? The first question is, they say there are no stupid questions. Ha! When do you play a high G versus a low G harmonica? I think that's a great question, and I agree that there are no stupid questions. So personally, I don't actually own a high G harmonica. I only own a low G harmonica. But I can tell you kind of my thinking behind this. So a low G harmonica sounds like this. Okay, so nice and deep and meaty, a very rich sounding harmonica. And that's cool, but if I was playing with a band, so for example, a guitarist, a bassist, and a drummer, if I'm playing down at the low end on that G harmonica, I'm kind of playing in the same frequency range as the guitarist and some of the other notes on the bass and things. So you're not going to hear the harmonica very clearly. So in that situation, if I wanted to play, on a G harmonica of some description, and I was playing with a band, I would probably grab the high G harmonica so that it really cuts through. So I can kind of demonstrate this with an F harmonica. So an F harmonica is a really high key, and in comparison to the G harmonica, it's really shrill by itself. But if you're playing with a band, that really cuts through and it stops being shrill and it starts sounding sweet. So that's a really important thing to bear in mind when you're picking the key that you want to play. Keys that sound great at home by yourself don't always sound great with a band. Great question. All right, so next question is, could you tell us what to buy as a second harmonica? I know it's mostly about the money, but the easiest way to buy all 12 keys. Okay, so I did actually do a video about this, but my quick answer is, assuming that you've started with a C harmonica, you have a choice of either getting a D harmonica or an A harmonica next. And the reason that you want to get one of those is basically because there's a huge amount of music available for those two keys. The D harmonica will allow you to play in the key of A in second position, which is a guitarist's favorite key, and the A harmonica will allow you to play in the key of E in second position, which is another guitarist's favorite key. So with those two harmonicas, you'll be able to do a lot of stuff. So that I would pick either the D harmonica or the A harmonica for your second harmonica, and then for your third harmonica, get the other one. Okay? Right. Next question is, what is swelling and what are you supposed to do when it happens on a harmonica? This is a great question. So if I need to grab something like a marine band. So swelling is basically when the comb of the harmonica, so that's the wooden bit in the middle, when that bit isn't watertight or airtight, well, not necessarily airtight, but isn't watertight, so it hasn't been sealed properly, then liquid from your mouth, the saliva and things, start to build up in the comb, and it swells with that, and then when it dries out, it shrinks, and what that then creates is gaps between the comb and the reed plate, which leads to a very unresponsive instrument because it's not very airtight. Okay, so if your harmonica starts to swell, I would recommend probably actually getting a sealed comb, so replacing the comb. So that's actually what I've done on this. So this is a marine band harmonica, but the comb that I have in it isn't the stock comb. It's an Andrew Zajac dark comb. So it's actually made, it's very strange, it's made from paper that's compressed in resin, and it's completely watertight and completely flat, so you get a really, really good seal, a really nice airtight instrument. It's really easy to play, and you don't get the problem of swelling. Okay, so that is what swelling is. Right, next question, which is one that I get a lot, is about how long would you say it typically takes to become an advanced intermediate? So this is a really difficult question to answer. It's kind of like asking how long is a piece of string, right? So how long does it take to become an advanced intermediate player on the harmonica? Well, it all comes down to your natural musical ability, which comes down to your musical experience so far. So, for example, if you have started playing another instrument and you're moving into harmonica, but you've got a few years of the other instrument under your belt, that's going to be a massive advantage, and it's going to help you to improve much faster than someone who's never played an instrument before. And if you are obsessive and listen to lots and lots of harmonica music, you're probably going to improve a lot faster than the person who isn't obsessive. So I've seen students kind of take decades to become an advanced intermediate player, and I've seen students do it in less than a year, right, from starting out. I think that the crucial thing is accepting that everyone's going to kind of improve at different speeds, but doing everything within your power to give yourself the best possible chance of improving quickly. And that is having a regular practice routine. So don't wait till Sunday and say to yourself, well, I'm going to do a big kind of 2-hour practice routine regime every Sunday. It's not enough. It's much better if you do 10 minutes every day rather than that big 2-hour block. And the reason for that is that having sleep in between practice sessions is a crucial part of internalizing anything that you're practicing, because a lot of the practice actually goes on in your subconscious. And I know that sounds quite woo, but it's not. There are lots of scientific studies about how we learn, and sleep is a really important component of that. So if you're only doing a big session once a week and nothing else, you're not allowing yourself the positive effect of that kind of subconscious mulling. So if you're practicing regularly and doing maybe half an hour a day, you probably become an advanced intermediate player maybe in 3 years. That's kind of what I aim for as the average for my students. That's kind of what I'm hoping that they'll achieve with my online harmonica school, kind of 3 years to get to advanced intermediate. But currently I have one student who has already, in the space of 3 months, gone from not playing to being an intermediate player. They started overblowing, they started doing all sorts of advanced techniques. So it really does depend on the individual. So I'm not going to commit to saying that everyone is going to do it in the same amount of time. It depends on all of the factors that I've chatted about. All right, great question. So next question is a slightly longer one. So I'm just going to boil it down. Basically, someone has received a Suzuki Manji in D minor, and has said, what a different sound it has. Obviously doesn't do well with the D songs I've been wanting to put into my repertoire. I don't know a lot about the technicalities of music, and I was wondering if you could give me the shortened version of the difference. Okay, well, I've checked out the tuning for the Suzuki Manji D minor, and it's different from a standard D harmonica in that the 2-blow, 5-blow, and 8-blow have been tuned down a half step. And the 6th draw has been tuned down a half step. And what that changes for you, it basically changes what the chord is that you're playing when you do the blow chord anywhere on the harmonica. So normally that should be a D major chord, but it's actually going to be a D minor chord. So that's really useful if you want to play minor tunes in first position. It's useful if you want to play that minor chord or minor melody. It's not so great if you want to do blues chugging in second position, because a lot of that relies on drawing in and out on the low holes of the harmonica. So every time I'm doing 1, 2, 3 draw, then 1, 2, 3 blow. And that 1, 2, 3 blow is a major chord, which works really well. But if I play the 1, 2, 3 blow on the D minor harmonica, it becomes a minor chord, and that doesn't really fit into the blues context so well. So that's why it's not really working for the kind of typical blues tunes that you're trying to do. But it could be interesting to practice with it for other things, definitely. Okay, so next question. This question was asked on my video about overblowing. So I think the context is quite important, because the question is, what harmonica are you using? What's the brand name? So on that video, I was using a Suzuki Olive in the key of B flat, and yeah, it's the one that I used to teach the overblowing. I think the Suzuki Olive is a pretty good harmonica to overblow right out of the box. You get a really nice, strong, stable overblow on that. You might need to do a little bit of tweaking, but yeah, Suzuki Olive. But my harmonica case is full of so many different things. Zeidel, Marine Band, lots of Suzuki stuff, Olives, Manjis, a whole mix. But yeah, for that video, it was a Suzuki Olive. Okay, so final question that I have been sent in is, I found an old Hohner G Marine Band harmonica, but it has 12 holes. It's about 25 years old. What kind of harmonica is this, and can I use it for anything? So yes, you can use it. As far as I can tell, it's going to be adding in an extra octave to your standard harmonica tuning. So you'll end up having the bottom 3 holes being an octave lower than your standard C harmonica. I don't have one of my own, so I can't demo, but I can kind of describe it. So these holes 1, 2, and 3, will be the same note, but an octave down. Okay, and that means that you end up at kind of getting to the top holes a little bit later. So it's still tuned the same way. So everything that you can do in second position on a C harmonica, on a normal 10-hole diatonic, you can do on the 12-hole, but it'll be lower, which will be really nice for playing things like Sonny Boy Williamson's Bye Bye Bird, which he actually played on one of these extended range marine bands. That just means that you get a nice low chug on. Okay, so that's what I'm assuming you have. There may be some slight variations with the tuning, because from my research, you've got solo tuned and kind of standard tuned 12-hole harmonicas, but that's probably what you have. It's worth experimenting with because they're very cool, because you get that extra low end on the harmonica, which is sometimes missing. You feel it's missing when you're playing. So yeah, that was the last of the questions that I was sent through. Thank you very much for watching this. If you want me to do some more of these Ask Tomlin episodes, just write your questions in the comment section below. I'm getting my stuff together with the new flattened things. I'll be able to do some proper classic Tomlin harmonica lesson videos very shortly. So that'll be coming up in the next few weeks. And yeah, before you head off anywhere, give me a thumbs up by hitting the like button below. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, then please subscribe to the channel. I put out a new harmonica lesson every fortnight on Wednesdays. So I wouldn't want you to miss out on that. All right, thank you very much and happy harping.